I'm doing this for college credit.
You do good though. You do good.
Thank you, Carl. You're nice. You're sweet.
Now, are you just holding the microphone because you're just used to it, or are we actually on the air right now?
I can't. What can I say to that? Because I can't go with my head. Oh man, that's cold. That's cold. We're on.
It might be permanently stuck.
It's glued.
Just like
There's the news. There's the news.
Interim agreement.
2.1 in the studio. We do have Marty Raybon. They made it safe. Had a little accident there, but that's the woes of being on the road, I guess, there. And got Nakia and Dustin in the studio, and they're getting tuned up. And Carl's going to be my co-host today. I don't know if they're ready or not. We're going to go ahead and do another song. I'm going to go ahead and do a Nakia song. And this is Say Goodbye, and they're in the studio. They're getting ready. Carl's introducing himself and getting to know. Are you okay, man? You've had a long day, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Well, welcome to Hamilton, man.
Thank
Here's Nakia with Say Goodbye. Nakia with Say Goodbye, our in-studio guest, along with Marty Raybon, former lead singer of Shenandoah, excuse me, I only said that 100 times, but Marty Raybon's doing a great job on his own doing solo. Had a great, wonderful career in gospel music, and with his brother doing Butterfly Kisses. And speaking of brothers, we got Dustin. He's the road manager. He's Nakia's brother. I'm sorry, man. It's been a long day. I've been up since 5. I apologize. And
No problem.
These guys been on the road, had a little tough time there. And we're going to turn it over to Carl DeVone. Right now, he's my co-host with special guest Marty Raybon and Nico.
I have stolen that, Marty, and used it for years and years.
Well, that's good. You know, that's fine, because I stole it from Curly Ray Klein, the fiddle player from Ralph Stanley, the Clinch Mountain Boy, or one of the Clinch Mountain Boys, I should say. I showed it. I'll never forget. Back when Keith Whitley was working with Ralph Stanley, we'd go to them old bluegrass festivals. Old Curly Ray play something, folks. Thank you, music lovers.
Well, it works, and it still works. It's a great opening line. I'm here with Marty Raybon, and we got Nakia from Dakota Sky Records. Now, is that a new record label? Y'all got new albums out, right?
Yes. Well, now we don't have the albums out yet, and we've got singles.
Right.
That we're going for ads, but in fact, simultaneously, the kind of a neat thing about this is and to be, I don't know that a record label's ever released the first two artists they have.
Right,
at the same time. And what it is, the album will come out on the 29th, but the street date is October the 10th. And that way, because of everybody being, CP savvy and web savvy and savvy and that kind of stuff,
sure.
A lot of people can get the music and that kind of stuff. So Nakia's project's coming out the same time that the Marty Raybon project is. I sound like Garth Brooks talking in third person. Marty likes it. He likes it.
Well, tell me, do y'all have a website, anything that the fans will be able to go to
Station's been here since 1950.
Just tell us where it is.
Yeah, it used to be big time when you shoot out to Memphis.
And also there you'll be linked to Marty Raybon's, which is martyraybon.com.
Marty Raybon.
And mynakia.com, which is spelled Nickia. And like he said, you'll be able to purchase the CDs on August 29th out of the websites. And October 10th, you'll see them in stores.
Nakia.com.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's great. I went out and bought the, your buddies. We're not here to talk about them right now, but your buddies, they're back out there doing some stuff, and it's great to have all of y'all back.
Yeah, it is good.
And do you ever get to see the old game?
I seen Jim Seals. He teaches guitar lessons up at Countsborough. I seen him. It's been a little while back, and then Mike and Bud, they do jingles for different people.
Right.
Mike was asking me about a guy that if I knew somebody that could sing, a part for him, and I told him I didn't. I kind of wondered why he wasn't asking me.
That's what I was going to
say. But anyway, so he asked about the guy, and I told him, man, no, I don't have a clue how to get up with him. you know. So, but no, it's good to see them every time I get a chance to see them. You know, listen, I wish them all the luck in the world, you know, and certainly always have. And, you know, we all gonna scratch out a living the best way we can. We've always done that, you know. So that's what we're gonna do. And the great thing about it is being with this record label, it's not really an independent record label. In fact, you know, Rusty Walker, one of the head consultants in America today for country music, said that literally 25% of the charts this year is going to be dominated by independent record labels.
That's right.
And that's really great because, you know, the thing that happens is it's the T. Graham Browns, it's the Marty Raybons, it's the Shenandoahs, it's you know, the Restless Hearts, it's the let's see, in fact, he opened up his own label, and I can't think of it. Man, he's a good entertainer, too. No, not Toby Keith, but big old tall Mexican fella.
Rodriguez?
No, I think he's doing jail time.
Yeah.
I kind of wish you hadn't have mentioned that. No, it's Neil McCoy.
Neil McCoy, that's the other thing.
And, you know, so you got opportunities like that because of the feasibility of being able to have an independent label that says, look, you know,
I can't.
you can say my guys are not mainstream if you want to, but it was mainstream that was built on the careers of these guys, you know, the Joe Diffies and people like that. So that's the great thing about being on an independent label, and especially being on Dakota Sky, because you know, most of the stuff that they do in house. You know, we've got a promotion team that's helping a promotion team do what the label's doing. But you know, I remember when we were with Columbia, when we first signed with Columbia, I know of 3 independent record promoters we had. And instead of, you know, using the staff that, you know, that Sony Columbia had.
Right.
Well, at that time was, you know, CBS Columbia, but the marketing department, you know, is, you know, we're getting everything just right the way it ought to be, so that we can get them in the stores. But it's like I said a little earlier, you know, we have to be smart enough to realize that they're buying Christmas at a store anymore. No, they're buying their music.
That's right. They're
So
buying
you
it
got
online now.
baby.com and downloadbaby.com and your abc.com and all that kind of stuff that you can download the music and stuff, you know, where people are taking advantage of that, and, you know, through the PayPal and stuff. I mean, people slip a credit card in there. You know, Google's got one now. In fact, you could go to my website, mail@martyraybon.com, you know, and pick up all the bluegrass stuff that I've had. You know, when the CD gets released, then all of a sudden, you know, we'll get a chance to have it out there if people want to come and get that. You know, you want it by the single, then, you know, they sell it by the single. And, of course, that's all the stuff. I don't understand any of that stuff.
Well, I have to say, that's how I'm buying my stuff.
Let me tell you, I just want to record the record. That's all I want to do. And then let everybody else do whatever they're supposed to do.
Buy it. Let the fans buy it. But that's how I bought the last Shenandoah album. That's how I'm going to buy yours. That's how I'm going to buy Nikia's here. I do all my shopping online too now. I mean, it's just so much easier. And it only takes a couple of days for the record. You know, when I buy your album, it'll be there like in 3 days.
Sure.
And the money you save, I mean, it's hard. I mean, I love going to retail stores. Don't get me wrong. I love still going to retail stores and buying albums, but it just makes it so much easier. You can get it faster. You can actually sample the song and listen to some of it. A lot of times, on a lot of artists, you can sample a little bit of the song and see if it's something that you're going to like. But Marty, what have you been doing, man? I mean,
you know, I've been preaching, and you know, like I say, I got a little old bluegrass band, and we've been out hitting these old bluegrass festivals.
I know you.
And
I think you did anything else.
You know, doing a lot of the bluegrass gospel, you know, shows. It's been out us, Noah Lawson,
Last time I saw was in Wilson
Palmetto
Show.
Quartet. Been doing a lot of stuff together. You know, out there picking and singing, and you know, I mean, one act might do one night, and one act might do another night, but. Anyway, you know, just getting out, trying to carry the good news of the gospel in song and in word, and you know, just really trying to get ready for this album. The one really kind of neat thing about this thing was I really kind of had the album done, you know, before the record label ever came along.
Right.
Darlene Fowler, that works at the record label, you know, had asked me if I would consider coming over, and I said, you know.